Hi, Wine Club member. It is June, and we're ready for another exciting month of wine tasting. So, this month, as you can see, I picked three, I think, really awesome, very unique Pinot Noir from California, but not what you would think of in the most popular Sonoma and Napa region. In fact, this month, sorry, we have wines from Edna Valley, Santa Cruz Mountain, and Santa Rita Hills. So, let's get to it, shall we? So first wine first. This is actually a wine I've been drinking. Well, actually, two out of the three wine I have been drinking and enjoying for quite a few years. This is a newcomer, but we'll get to that later. The first wine I recommend for you this week is the Caliborne&Churchill. It's their estate Pinot Noir. They were founded back in 1983, a very small mom and pop winery. They are very into the French style of winemaking, which is more pure, a lot less new oak influence. In fact, all three of them are going in that style, and I picked them on purpose because I want you to kind of see and taste California Pinot Noir that is done in a more elegant and more pure in terms of their winemaking compared to some of the other ones, the other style, which is a lot more extractive, very sweet and jammy and more over the top, if that makes sense. So all three of these Pinot is going to lean more quote unquote old world or more Burgundian in style. So this wine is going to be very elegant, very balanced. There's not a super heavy handed winemaking involved. It should be drink and enjoyed with live meat dishes, maybe pork or some kind of fish, grilled white fish or salmon dishes. In fact, all three of this would go really well with a slightly lighter meal. So you probably don't want it to be drinking this with a really heavy grilled steak. Now the second wine I want to talk about today is the Thomas Fogarty. You will notice that this is from the 2014 vintage. Whenever I can, I will always want to include and find bottle that has some bottle age on it to include in the shipment, because like I joke and said that for the average American, the cellar aging time for individual bottle is about 15 minutes, usually the time between they pick it up from the market to the time when they get home. I think most of us nowadays just don't have the time or the space to age wines. But when you do age wine, you get a secondary aroma and flavor you just can't get from a regular winemaking. So I'm always excited whenever I can find a bottle with a couple years of bottle age in it for you to kind of get a secondary aroma, something different, something a little more intriguing. So this is from the 2014 vintage, and Thomas Fogarty, if you live in the Bay Area or Northern California, you might have heard of them. They are one of the big names in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Dr. Thomas Fogarty started a winery or planted the vine back in 69 and started the winery in 71-ish. He owns about 300 acres in the mountain area, and he was a doctor in Stanford Hospital and was convinced by his friends to plant Pinot Noir and Chardonnay in part of the mountain, and it kind of was the beginning of what it is that we see today. The Razorback Vineyard is the estate single vineyard I picked for this month's wine club. It is their east facing, one of the most kind of out of the norm. It literally will take them 10 extra minutes of drive just to get to the vineyard. East facing, slightly lowering elevation, but it's one of the unique sites that produce one of the most elegant style Pinot Noir that Thomas Fogarty has in his lineup. And don't get me wrong, their winemaking style is already very hands-off, very minimal of new oak, and again, very French or very purist in style. And this is even further pushing in that direction. They only have 2 acres of this vine. It's planted back in 2006. And then they only make less than 200 cases annually, so it's a very special treat. I really hope you enjoy it. I think all of the wines from Thomas Fogarty has a lot of beauty and elegance and subtlety to them, and this is one of my favorite single vineyard from their lineup, so I hope you like it. So last but not least, I have a newer, younger, spunkier winery in the mix for you. So the Poteck Winery only started bottling under this label in 2015. The winemaker here, David Potter, has started a municipal winemaker back in 2007, wanting to kind of bring wines in everyday drinking price that's very delicious. You know, one of your bro guys. I like people like that. And it wasn't until 2015 that he started to bottle and make a higher end and more exclusive single vineyard wines under this name. So the name Poteck is apparently their original last name. His great-grandfather immigrated from Romania into United States back in 1917. And just like a lot of the immigrants back then, if you have a weird name that was hard to pronounce, it was changed. So his name got changed into Benjamin Potter instead of Poteck. So this is kind of an homage to his grandfather and how he started and moved to a new country to give them a better life. So kind of changed the trajectory of his life and where he is now. Now this is fun, the very famous Sanford&Benedict Vineyard in Santa Rita Hills. So anytime a winemaker get to work with this legendary vineyard is a pleasure. And it is very awesome that he was able to secure about 0.6 hectare of land, and he makes a tiny amount. So literally we're talking about less than 100 cases annually, and for the 2017 vintage I believe they only have about 60 cases. So being able to secure a few and share amongst our wine club member, I am super duper excited. Santa Rita Hill is such a unique wine region for Pinot Noir. I think it really unifies all the Pinot Noir lover, no matter you are classically French trained or you like the bigger, brighter California wine style, because their vineyards are actually east-west facing, and it has that coastal influence. Every morning the fog and the cold air comes in, or every morning goes out and every night comes in. It has a huge temperature kind of switch throughout the day, and it creates a wine that has just really bright, high acidity, a lot of very exciting fruit, crunchy, big, chewy, but like I said, a lot of really good acidity backdrop to hold up together. So it's a fun wine to drink. Okay, so to sum up, these are the 3 Pinot Noir for the month of June, all done in the more elegant, more pure style that is similar to Burgundian style, all very small production, really hard to find. Not something you're going to find on like a Safeway or a Costco or anything like that. And one of the biggest thing, if you're not familiar with my wine club, this is something I pick every single month for my inner circle tribe. It is $150 a month, and I will ship them every time we get to 6 or more bottles for free for our club members. So usually it's about every 2 to 3 months they'll get a shipment when we get to more than 6 bottles. And it's always a different theme. And the biggest thing is that I'm always looking for a good value. So to kind of give you a quick example of that, the Caliborne&Churchill is about a $35 bottle, and over here the Thomas Fogarty is actually about a $78 bottle, and this is about $68 bottle. So when it all adds up, it's about 180 plus for the 3 bottle, but from our wine club member, they get it for $150 including shipping. Really awesome deal. If you're interested, please email me or DM me directly, and I'll be more than happy to add you onto my inner circle when there's available spacing. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the wines this month, and I will see you in July. Bye.